Hello and welcome to your Yoga Strong set. This is really good fun, a really good challenge, and I don't want that word challenge to give you any fear at all. I want everybody to participate in this and you get about your day all the time without me telling you how to get up or how to move around. So if you need to adapt in any way, please do that. There will be different options as well, so take the option that suits you best and just know that with every practice you're getting stronger and more flexible and more mobile. Okay, so just take your body where it is today and be really happy that you're getting stronger and you're doing all the right things for you. Let's just start by getting a little bit more comfortable. So it can be good to have a wee shimmy around, making sure we're nice and comfy, and we'll take a few breaths here. So with your inhale, just feel your chest rise. Big inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. And feel everything soften down. Big inhale through the nose. Feel that rise in the body. And a big exhale to soften again. For your last breath here, let your hands come with you. Reach all the way up into the sky. And exhale and just allow them to fall back down by your sides here. And in your own time, just meet me down in that tabletop position. And as ever, just find your way there, the best way that suits you and your body, and then spin the hips a little bit here, finding a good foundation for you. So never go for how it looks on screen. Don't feel like you need to keep your hands where they are, your knees, your feet. This is about how it feels, not how it looks. So take a moment just to bump those hips from side to side. And then tucking your toes, inhale your hips high. And paddle out a little bit here to find a really nice foundation for you. And then slowing that paddling down as you find a nice centered place here. Inhale to lift your heels high. And exhale just to push them down a little bit closer to the mat here. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels come back down again. Chest goes closer to your legs. This time tuck your chin, rolling out into a plank here. And again, you can walk out and find a really good foundation for you. And just take a moment here in your plank. Dropping your left knee to the ground, open up to your right side into a kneeling side plank here. Big inhale. Exhale to bring that right hand back round, tucking the toes underneath, bringing the left knee off the ground, and inhale your hips nice and high so you're back in a down dog. As we exhale, tuck your chin, round back into your plank, drop the right knee this time, opening up to your left side. Big inhale. And exhale just to bring that hand back on round. Toes tuck under, right knee up, hips high, back into your down dog here. We're going to go into a full plank. However, if the knee option is more suitable for you, just continue with that here. So rounding out, tucking that chin into your plank, opening up to your right side into your full side plank here. Big inhale. And exhale to bring that hand back on through, and we'll tuck back in to our down dog. Tucking your chin, rounding out into your plank, and then in your own time, opening up to the left side. Big inhale. And exhale to bring you back on through into your plank and pushing back into your down dog. We'll go through a few variations here. You know you can always go back to the version that suited you best. Rounding out into your plank here, opening up to your right side. This time we're going to bring that left foot through if we can, into your fallen triangle here. And with your exhale, just bringing your right hand back down, sliding that left foot back on through and coming back in to your down dog. rolling out into your plank, opening up on your left side, and in your own time, if you can, bring that right foot on through. And with your exhale, our left hand comes back down again, and we bring our right foot back, and we come back into our down dog. Tuck your chin, rolling back into your plank, opening back up towards your right side, bringing that left foot back on through again as we did before. If you wish, you can stay here. If you feel like a further challenge, feel free just to raise that foot up off the ground. And coming back down with that foot and your right hand, sliding your left foot back on through and back in to your down dog. Tucking your chin, rolling out into your plank, opening up towards your left side. If you wish, you can stay here. Otherwise, sliding your right foot on through. And again, for a further challenge, you can raise that foot up off the ground. And then allow it to come back down. Left hand returns, right foot returns, keeping your knees nice and soft every phase of the move, and we meet back in down dog. Tucking your chin, rolling back into your plank here, opening up towards your right side, and this time just allow that right foot to come back into Wild Thing if you feel comfortable to do so. And just take a wee second to open up here. And with your next exhale, allowing that right hand to come back on through, noticing my knees are bent, everything's nice and soft as I return, and I find myself back in down dog. So just taking your time with your body, keeping your joints nice and soft through every move. Tucking your chin, rolling back into plank here, opening up towards the right side, and if you wish, allow that left foot to come back and open up into Wild Thing on this side. Taking everything in here, and as you exhale, knees nice and soft as you push on round. Left hand is replaced, left foot is replaced, and we're back into down dog. Rolling back out into plank one more time, and then allow those knees and hips to come down. And take a breather here. If this isn't comfortable on your lower back, remember, you can just lower that a little bit and just find a nice, comfortable space that suits you. And then shimmying your hips from side to side until you come back into child's pose. And with your next exhale, just bringing everything back up into that tabletop position. And we'll come out into a bird dog here. So if my right hand is out, so is my left foot. And we're just going to come in with your exhale and inhale to come back out. Just watching that leg isn't rising so much that you've got a big bend in your back. So it just hovers above the ground. So every time we come in, we're exhaling. Every time we stretch out and inhale. You're just going with your breath. Doesn't matter how many repetitions you get on this side. And don't worry about evening up on the other side. Every breath we move. This time just replace your hand down, but keep your feet up nice and high, or your foot. And then we're just going to pulse here with this back leg. Nice soft pulse. Again, you don't need to do as many repetitions as I am, and you don't need to compete with your other side. So if you're counting, This is me telling you to stop. And bringing that knee on through. Rocking your hips from side to side. And then we'll move on to the other side. So coming back into our bird dog, ensuring that you're lifting the opposite leg this time. With every inhale, we're opening up, and with every exhale, we close in. And again, just go on your own time, going with your breath. And there's no need to count, it's not a counting game. With your next exhale, replace that hand down, keeping your foot potentially a little bit higher, but it doesn't need to be too high off the ground. And we'll just pulse nice and slowly here. Just making sure it's not too high off the ground that you're going into a deep back bend. All that does is puts a little bit too much pressure on the lower back, which is why we want to hover that toe just above ground level here. And on your next exhale, just bring that knee in and we'll shuffle those hips again. Now keeping your hips high, we're going to do puppy pose, which is like child's pose, but the hips remain high so they're not going to meet our heels, and we just bring our hands to the corners of the mat here and then push our chest down. So taking a nice stretch here. And from here we can push on up just so slightly to tuck that left arm underneath and take a twisted puppy pose here. With your next exhale, bringing that hand back on up, crawling back and moving towards a nice twist on your right side, just sitting on those heels. Crawling on forward again, hips high, crawling the hands out to the top ends of the mat or top edges of the mat, sinking the chest towards your mat here, taking a wee breath. If this isn't comfortable for you, just raise it a little bit higher. You don't need to go quite so low. And then raise just to allow room to let that right arm just thread on through to a nice twist here. And with your next exhale, just releasing yourself out of that position, crawling on back, sitting onto your heels and twisting on your left side here. Taking a few breaths before coming back round to a nice centered position. So from here, we're going to lift our hips high into a kneeling position, tucking our toes underneath. Bring that release the right knee off of the ground and popping your right foot onto the floor in front of you, which allows us with our next inhale just to rise up off the ground here and then sink with our exhale into warrior one. And just take a wee moment to open up in the hips here. And with an inhale, we'll open up and come back a little. And with our exhale, we'll charge forward. Inhale to open. Exhale to charge forward. Inhale to open. With this exhale, allow that left foot to come on forward and then hug in your left knee here at the top. Allow that foot to come down next to your right foot and take a moment just to ease off the hips here. Inhale that right knee high and then let that foot slide on back with your exhale. Coming into a warrior one, opening up in the hips. And just take a moment to center yourself. With your inhale, coming back and opening up. And exhale to charge forward. Inhale back. And exhale to charge on through. Inhale to open. And on this exhale, allow that right foot to come forward with us and bringing your right knee in for a wee cuddle here. And then releasing that knee. And you can just take a wee moment again to wander around and release your hips here. With this inhale, we're going to take that right leg again, bringing that right foot back behind us. And this time, we'll allow the toes to come out a little bit as if you're going into a warrior two. And then we'll let that front leg just straighten out here and open up into a side triangle here. And with your exhale, just coming back over, left toes come in and we'll fall into a wide-legged forward fold. If you wish, you can pop your hands down onto the mat and rock back and forth. Keep your knees as soft or as bent as they need to be. Lifting slightly, take the right toes out this time. Keep your knees nice and soft here as you move on over, coming up slightly. And then straightening out that front leg to come in to that side triangle here. Big inhale. And exhale to find yourself back on over, nice soft knees into that wide-legged forward fold again. Soften those knees using your hands just to toe heel in a little bit and bringing yourself back into a nice standing position here. And go for a wee wander again. It's good to have a wee wander again, like that aimless teenager that I'm always talking about when we go for a wee wander. It's just fun because we're always rushing about in our everyday work lives and all the things that we have to do. And we never just get to dawdle around, so it's quite nice. And then you can meet me in any way that suits you best. Down onto your back. You can hold on to your knees to allow you to rock back here. Bring them in for a wee hug. And then we're just going to allow the knees to fall away from us just slightly here. Inhale your shoulders and your upper back off the ground. And we'll come in for some toe taps with our arms just down by our hips here. So we tap from the right to the left, to the right, to the left, allowing that core to do what it needs to do to strengthen a little bit here. If this is sore on your neck, feel free just to release your head and your shoulders, otherwise stay here with me. And we're just tap, tap, tapping away for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Staying here for a wee hold. And then allow your head and your shoulders to come down and bring the knees in for a cuddle. And then repositioning yourself again with your shoulders high, your upper back high off the mat. Take your knees away from you. And this time we're going into some swimmers here. So just straighten the legs out if you can. If this is really uncomfortable in your lower back, go back into your toe taps again. And remember, you can always really release the head and the neck if you must. And we'll go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay for a wee hold. And bring those knees in for a cuddle. Take a few really big deep breaths here. Massaging that mid-back on the ground. And then holding on to the knees, let the feet flop out a little. And you can massage your lower back on the ground here as well. And then hug your knees in and just let them flop over to any side that suits. If it's comfortable for you to look in the opposite direction of your legs, go for that. If not, feel free to gaze up towards the ceiling instead. And remain here for a few breaths. With your next inhale, bring your knees in close and up into the center of your body. And then with your exhale, allow them to fall onto the other side. And we'll take a few breaths here. Try to keep both shoulders pinned to the ground as much as you can here. And that can be really tricky initially. You will get better in time. Nail those knees nice and high, nice and close in, and then allow them to drop and just let your legs flop on out as we take a few restorative breaths here. Big inhale, and as you exhale, we want to elongate that breath as much as we can. Continue to breathe and elongate that exhale. We're going to do some counted breath work here as well. So on your next inhale, I want you to inhale for a count of 4. So go with me here. Big inhale for 2, 3, 4. A little pause. And we'll exhale for 6. So exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just continue that count. That inhale for 4, a little pause at the top, and an exhale for 6. Anytime your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to that count. With every inhale, your belly rising, and with every exhale, your joints all just melting down, melting away into the floor. Just checking that your shoulders aren't hunched up at your ears. You're not clenching your fists or your jaw, or holding your feet really tight. You want everything to be nice and loose no matter where you are in your day. And then just allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. And start to circle the wrists and the ankles. You can bring your feet up towards your bottom and twist or spin the knees from one side to the other. And then in your own time, you can just meet me up in a nice seated position and just get there however works best for you. As I said, you get around in the day all by yourself without me telling you how to get there. So just however is best for you. And that works for all of your yoga. And once you're here, you can just gaze forward, close your eyes if you can. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Big inhale, rise those hands all the way up to the ceiling or the sky if you're lucky enough to be outside. And exhale, let them come down to your knees or to your tummy. One more inhale. And exhale to open your eyes. I hope you really enjoyed that. It's left you feeling really strong, challenged, and excited about doing it again. So whether you just needed that after a really tough day, or if you're starting out your day like this, I hope it puts a really big smile on your face, because it is the kind of challenge that we do need every day just for ourselves, not the challenges that the whole world puts on us, just for us, something to make us feel really proud for us, and something that our future selves will be really happy that we've done as well. So enjoy your day or your evening, whatever you're about to do, and I shall see you next time.